So welcome back to Hope and Hysteria. As always, we are your hosts. I'm Ginny. One of you guys can go.
I'm Alyssa, and Clarissa, I couldn't hear you very well when you said that.
Oh, you said it?
I did. I am Clarissa.
This is good. So this is professional.
No way.
Professional podcasters. And you, I don't know, I had an idea. This is a podcast where we answer your questions and give you advice and help you through the process of being human as much as we can. And we've all had a pretty rough week, and you guys sent in some really great questions, and thank you so much for doing that and trusting us with that. And they were pretty heavy, and so we are gonna go through those with a lot of care and research, and we really want to make sure we're answering those questions that y'all have with as much integrity and respect as we can. So some of them are not going to get answered for a little bit. We're also going to get in touch with some other experts and see if we can get them to share some of their insight as well, because we really want to be helpful in those. So that being said, what we'd like to do this time is really, since it's been such a hard week for us, and I know it's probably been a hard couple of weeks for you guys, we just want to kind of shoot the crap. It doesn't work when you say it like that. It's not a good thing. A little bit, and just share and give you guys a little better idea of who we are. So we're going to do a little bit of that first. And then we will answer your questions at the end. So, how's it going, guys?
Alyssa, you start. I will go.
Okay. Things are okay right now. I think I'm glad that I'm with you two. And I'm glad that before we started, I know we were able to talk a little bit, and I'm glad we were able to do that. Because y'all are two people that I know are very empathetic and will listen. So man, you're really qualified to do this podcast, is what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
So I'm doing okay right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Clarissa, how are you doing?
I can go and say exactly what Alyssa just said. Basically, it's been a really hard week. I think just with where our society is at today, events that have happened, it is sitting really hard with me, and like we all talked about before we got on here, it's sitting hard with all of us. And so I think it was helpful to talk about it, and I also just want to encourage people to talk about it with people you trust as well, because that was helpful for me. It was evident when we got on here, I think, that I was not in a good headspace, and talking about it actually helped us all get to where we can actually record something today. So I'm doing a little better, and it's nice to have people that will listen. And so I guess just to put it out there, find someone as well that will listen to you and that you trust, because I definitely needed that today. But I'm doing better, besides the fact that I didn't get the hush puppies I asked for in my cookout meal.
So just in case anybody doesn't know, Clarissa is literally, she has the worst luck of anybody in the whole world. And I don't believe in luck, but in Clarissa's case, there's some bad juju or something. That's probably not a nice thing to say, but there's something that's not appropriate to say. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. There is something going on with Clarissa. Do you want to tell what happened with your really tragic story?
Are y'all ready to hear this again? Because this will
be the third time for me, and it will still not be enough.
It feels like the first time.
I'm gonna set the scene. And so yesterday, actually, it's been a pretty, like we said, a pretty rough week. And yesterday I had some big sessions with my clients. They did amazing work. And with them doing amazing work, it also, on the flip side, causes me to do also just harder work. It felt really hard, but they did so well. And so it was late, and I was near Cookout. I said, oh, I'm doing it. I'm getting some Cookout.
You
I was
earned
excited.
it.
Yeah, I was like, I earned this Cookout. So I'm preparing myself. Cheer wine. I know what I want. I want some cheer wine. I want Cajun fries. And I want hush puppies. You already know where the story's going because I told you I didn't get them. I want hush puppies. And I'm going to get a spicy chicken sandwich. So I get my food, and I'm riding down the road. I take a nice sip of my cheer wine, and it was refreshing. I enjoyed it. And I go to put it into my cup holder. And when I go to put it in my cup holder, the coffee that I had earlier that day, the straw punctures the bottom of the cup of my cheer wine, and the entire thing spills out in my car. And so the whole time I'm like, do I throw it out the window? Do I keep it? Do I throw it out the window? Do I like keep it in my car? So by the time I got to a decision, the entire cup was in my car everywhere. Sticky, gross. So I get to my friend's house, and he helps me clean it out. All is fine and dandy. And in my head, I'm like, it's fine. I still got my food to look forward to. Just to remind you, Cajun fries, hush puppies, and a spicy chicken sandwich is what I ordered. And then when I open my container, dun dun dun, there is no hush puppies in the container. So I didn't get any hush puppies, and I didn't get my cheer wine. And I'm still salty about it.
I think that if anybody has any pull with Cookout, I think we need to probably launch a letter writing campaign.
Well,
Let them know about this situation. I'm so
I
sorry.
know there has to be, you guys know what I'm feeling when you go somewhere and you're looking forward to something so much, and then you don't get what you wanted, or it doesn't meet your expectation.
Mhm.
Devastated. I mean, this is the next day, and I'm still devastated.
Like, this didn't just happen.
you know, when you first explained it, you said like the cheer wine started filling up the car. I just imagine like the car just being filled up with cheer wine. I'm just like,
I do love that. I love that image of you, like, while it's like pouring out, you being like, I don't know what to do with this. like
I was in my head. I was literally thinking, okay, do I become the person that I always get mad at for littering? Like, am I going to be a litterer today? That's going to be me. And I'm like, can I justify this? Can, like, if there's a car behind me, can I be like, it's spilling? I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all have those moments.
Yeah. So I have a question for you guys, because I'm battling with something right now, and maybe I can get your feedback on it. So do you guys, I don't know, maybe this is something that I have always done my whole life, and my brothers do it, and we get it from my dad, that we get like something in our head that we really want, and we like obsess over it, and we like research it, and we look up the prices, and we watch videos about it, and we look up where you can buy it, and maybe we even go and look at them. And like, we don't need it, you know? So right now, does that ever happen with you guys?
Well, I feel like there was more to your story. Are you done with your?
Well, before I tell you what it is I'm obsessed with right now, does it feel like something that you have experienced?
I'm with Alyssa.
Somewhat, yes. Not as much like here lately, because I'm like balling on a budget, you know. But like when I feel like when I had a little more expendable income, yeah. I don't know, even earrings. Like, I don't know. I remember being really little. One of the first things I bought were these earrings. I was obsessed with these earrings. Like, I was just so excited to get these earrings. They were like, do you remember these little jelly spiky ball earrings?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was the coolest. With
Very
those.
edgy for a child.
That's who I am. So no. But I don't know. I'm really curious about your example, but let's hear what Clarissa says.
So is the question, do I ever want something and go look at it and research it?
Just like you can't get, like, you're thinking about it all the time. Like maybe you even sometimes struggle to go to sleep because you're thinking about what it's going to be like to have this thing and how it's going to change your life, and if it's this object, like where you're going to put it in your house, or like how you're going to post about it on social media or something. Like,
yeah, I think so. I think the most recent thing I'm doing that with is plants. I think I've seen a lot of people do that with plants lately. And every time I go to the store, I like get in there and I be looking at it. And then in my head, I'm like, wow, this is a lot of responsibility. I don't know if I want this. Can I take care of it? Will I kill it? I don't know. So then I go away from the store, but I do. I'm like, I could put it here in my room.
yeah.
I'm just all to say that I can empathize and say, yes, that does happen.
And it feels like, for me, it feels like this is going to change my life. Like, this is the thing that's going to make my life better. And I'm going to become a person that's associated with this thing. And I'm going to be able to just be a better person, a better version of myself, because I have this thing and that's me.
I have something. Can
Okay.
Alyssa and I guess what it possibly could be?
Yes. Try to guess. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But I was gonna say, just from what you were just describing, I do think if I get another shelf, I'm gonna be the most organized person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I get one more shelf right here, all my problems are gonna be solved.
Yeah. It's like when we buy office supplies and we're like, this is it. This is what I needed my whole life. This is why this is why I'm not married. You know?
I say that to myself all the time.
Yeah.
This is why no one loves me, because I didn't have this trapper keeper.
Guessing. This Lisa Frank binder.
Exactly.
That's how you fit in back in the day, was Lisa Frank.
So true.
Man.
5-star was the big thing when I was a kid. Like the cloth zippered
Oh yeah.
3-ring binders. And those were pricey. Those weren't. But then you'd like draw on it with your pen. Like, it was just very cool. It's a very cool thing to have. But anyway, yeah, so I have a thing that I cannot get out of my head right now.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
I think so. Alyssa, I don't know if Ginny has talked to you about this yet, but Ginny recently, you know what? I thought it was going to be the treadmill, but she said she got your treadmill to work, so it's not the treadmill.
It wasn't exercise equipment for a while. That was probably one, and then the treadmill started working again. And so, but have I been on that treadmill, you may ask? No.
Oh.
You know. Okay, so that was a good guess. That was it. That was my thing. So I always have a thing, I guess, and that was a few weeks ago.
Now it's Alyssa's.
I don't know. My mind is going to something like outside, like, which I feel like we talked not too long ago about you enjoying like hanging out outside a little bit, like, but I don't know how many times it's actually been. I only remember like once or twice. But maybe you really want some patio furniture. That's just you're gonna start getting more vitamin D. You're gonna be happier. I don't know.
So that was about a month ago, but that definitely was one of them as well.
All those anti-gravity chairs. Have you seen those?
No.
Okay.
I went to like biglots.com. I was like going all those places, and patio furniture is way more expensive than I thought it was. And I had this whole plan. I was going to put like those little twinkly fairy lights out. So that was a month ago. So the newest one. So I guess this tells you like that how much I don't need this stuff. I want to be an owner of hermit crabs.
Oh, I did see you post that.
I thought you were joking.
Yeah, so I put it out there as a joke to get a feel from people.
Oh my God.
about whether that was a normal thing for a 35-year-old woman to want. I just really want it. I want to, and I want to name them April and Andy, and I want them to live right over there in the corner of my living room.
What are you gonna do with them? They're just gonna sit there?
Yeah, they just live in the it's like a terrarium, and you just make a nice little place for them, and then they live there.
Yeah, I had hermit crabs growing up for a while. Have y'all ever had them?
My brother had them, and I'm too young. I was too young to really remember what it was like, but he had them.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think they're super cute, and I'm all about a pet.
And I do have 2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah, I thought they're a little more low maintenance, and but I do know one thing that's a little tricky is they molt, and like you have to separate them when they molt because they're vulnerable. They're out of their shell. They like release their skin and they go to a new shell because they're growing.
Yes, that's so cool.
It is cool. Yeah, so you keep getting them. If you get them, like, if you have a nice big home and they have enough shells to, like, grow into, they'll just keep growing to, like, the next bigger shell.
That's amazing. God, like you're just watching the Lord's work in hermit crabs. Why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
They seem low maintenance, pretty chill, and you know, have it in your head. Actually, they probably could make you happy. So why not? They can't be that expensive, are they?
I have no idea. A good sized tank. So what I was reading is you really need like a 10-gallon tank at least for 2 hermit crabs, and that's probably the pricey part. I'd say probably like 35 to $50 for a quality 10-gallon tank.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy the substrate, and they need fresh water and salt water, and you have to feed them every day, and they need stuff to climb on. And
I feel like when people go to the beach and just pick them up at like beach stores, what is it, shells or whatever? Is that
wings?
Yeah.
They don't tell you all that. They're just like, oh, here's a hermit crab.
What I'm hearing from you guys is I should buy hermit crabs, and it's going to change my life.
So, you know, you said the aquarium was like pricey for 35 or 50. I mean, what is 35 to 50 if it's going to bring you happiness? And then also, I just wanted to add, when I did have hermit crabs, being a weird child, because it had a shell, I could not, in my mind, I couldn't stop calling it a turtle, even though I knew it was a crab. Like, I was like, shell means turtle. Like, my brain, like, is weird. And so we ended up naming them Turtle and Yoshi.
That's really cute.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Really cute.
And I've heard of people like painting shells for them, and I just think it's gonna be. That's my next big thing. Like, I'm gonna get these hermit crabs, and my life's gonna take off, and I'm gonna make so much money, and the quarantine's gonna be over probably then, and I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, you getting hermit crabs is gonna end the quarantine, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Great.
Change the world.
Got it.
Did y'all ever have teachers that had hermit crabs? I had a teacher that had hermit crabs, and yeah, and like a class pet, and she was really cool. Like, we would all sit in a circle, and she would let them like just crawl around, and we had to, like, you know, be respectful and stay seated. It was a real test.
It would take no time at all for one of those kids to just pick it up and put it in its mouth.
Yeah. It was a real test, man. But,
well, cool.
I wanted to say, like, just thinking about bugs and life cycles and stuff, there's these cicadas that only come out every 17 years. And when I was in 7th grade, we studied them, and now they're out again. And it's kind of cool. I don't know. I've never seen cicadas here, but growing up, I saw them a lot. And there's different kinds. Like, some of them aren't gone for like 17 years, but we had them all over the trees, like the shells, like at my grandmother's house. And because they like molt or whatever, like, you know, shed their skin. But I haven't seen any here. I don't know. Have y'all?
I've seen, like, I grew up occasionally, you'd see like the hollow shell of a bug that was like a cicada, and they like that's a cicada. But I don't know that I've ever seen a live one. Just the shells.
I've seen a few live ones growing up, but not here.
They're real loud, right? Cicadas?
Mm-hmm. They are. I just think they're super neat. I don't know. I just think they're such neat little creatures.
How do they live under the ground? Like, are they asleep?
That's a great question. One for us all to research, I guess. I'm sorry, 7th grade Miss Reeves. I don't remember.
You've really disappointed her.
But I do know I brought in shells and I got extra credit because you could bring in shells and get extra credit.
That's cool.
Totally.
We just learned a lot about everybody.
My
One
brain.
time.
Oh.
Who knew?
I was trying to Google, do cicadas sleep underground? Oh, here we go. Sleep for 17 years? Is that how long?
I mean, I love my sleep, but that's a lot.
I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, they aren't sleeping. They sometimes scream.
Underground?
No, this is when they come
I feel
up.
like I've heard them scream.
They come up to scream and procreate. I don't know what the source for this is. I'm not sure it's actually called screaming.
How reliable is your source? And this is to everybody. Make sure it's reliable on anything you research. Check
your source.
Yeah.
Plan.
You know, and I feel like that's probably the only reason a lot of people are leaving their homes now to scream and procreate. So I don't.
That's so true.
Doing it in their homes. I don't know.
All right. Okay. On that note, I think let's try to answer this question for this very patient person who has been asking and just wants us to shut up and answer their question.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have a name on this bad boy.
This is cracking herself up.
Just because that's what she's leaving her house to do, you know what I'm saying? Let's see.
No, I'm just kidding.
So this question comes from Sandra, and it is, how do you keep up with day-to-day work when you're working from home? I feel like it's hard cutting off free time and work time. What are our thoughts?
I am good to start. So the separation of work and home is very important.
And that's it, and we're done.
And that's a bill, right? Separation of church. I mean, no, separation of work and home. Like that's
the separation of work and home is a bill. Don't check the sources. We're right.
It's in the laws of the land.
So I really like this question, Sandra, especially since right now I'm at my desk that is currently in my bedroom. So I work out of my bedroom every single day, and it's been really hard. And could Ginny, just to make sure it is, how do you separate the two, right?
Yes, yeah. Let me just double check.
Okay, yeah, please make sure.
Hard cutting off free time and work time, yep.
Yeah, so what I have found helpful, and also when I talk to my therapist as well, is making a schedule for yourself. And because I am so schedule oriented, and Sandra, I don't know if you're this way, but scheduling the free time during your day or breaks during your day, and then at the end of the day, it may be helpful to literally set it out. Like, I'm done, separate yourself, go to a different room. So for example, after I get done working, I will go into my living room. I also, what I do to help my mind separate, because sometimes our minds are still there. I mean, I did that too, even when I was at my job. I would bring my work home with me. So what I would do and do now is after work is over, I completely change my outfit into something different. So it's like I went from work to now home, and my mind is able to make that change as well. And I think so scheduling and like changing your outfit or change of space when work is done, scheduling some breaks, that's what I have found helpful and what I recommend, and what also my therapist has recommended too.
I will echo that and say that when I am going to work, I will put a bra on. And then when I am done with work, I will take my bra off. It's like that tells it's like conditioned. My brain's like, oh, bra's off, boobs are free. We're not thinking about work anymore.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny if I have like a long break between certain tasks that I know I have to do. I might take my bra off and I'm like, oh, gotta get back to it. Gotta put it back on. But I agree with some of what Clarissa said, like especially like the outfit thing, like when I get ready in the morning, if I'm like actually like I'm really getting ready, this is something I might wear to work, like it does help. It puts me in that mindset. Even having shoes on, like for a while I wasn't even wearing shoes while I was doing work, because I know we're doing a lot of work via telehealth, via video, and but even if they're just house shoes, just like having something on my feet helps a lot. I feel like honestly it's something I've been struggling with, and I think the schedules have always been hard for me, and taking work home has always been hard too. So I still have a lot to learn, but I do think getting ready in the morning is helpful. And then, again, realizing that you can only do as much as you can do in a given day, and being gentle with yourself during this very strange time, is really important.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. And one thing that a coworker actually pointed out to me a couple weeks ago is we were talking about how it's so hard, how sometimes we feel like, because our job is usually very task oriented. It's not time oriented. Like it's this, did you get this done, and this done? And it's not like, you're not clocking in and out, you're getting the work done. It's most salary jobs, I guess, are like that. And he pointed out, he's like, a big part of our job is like walking around and talking to people, whether we're in the office and we're walking around and chatting with people in the hallway or in the break room or popping into people's offices to chit chat and all that kind of stuff. That's all expedited with email, so that we aren't really working. Our workplace has a 7.5 hour workday because they're amazing, but we weren't actually doing 7.5 hours of actual work every day. We were getting our tasks done, but within that there was time to socialize and time to take a break, and we were still getting our work done. So to be beating ourselves up because we weren't working from 8 to 5 and whatever, it's not really reasonable to think like you have to be doing work the whole time that you're in work's mind. And so I would say having a little bit of grace with yourself too, and just realizing this isn't, what am I trying to say? You don't have to replicate what your work environment was and what your work structure was in order to still be as productive as you need to be. We don't have the same measures of productivity that we had when we were in our workplace. And I don't know what kind of work you do, but it's just going to look different. And communicating with either your coworkers or your supervisors or whatever, that like, these are my hours that I'm working, and I'm not going to respond to things after this time. I know some of us don't have the luxury of doing that if we're on call or we have emergency services or that kind of thing. But if that is an option for you, to make sure that that's communicated to others as well, because I know sometimes you can just feel obligated and someone's like, oh, it's just really quick, and I have this really quick question. And it's like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how quick it's going to be, because getting into that mindset and you're going to think about it afterwards. And it's like just being really straightforward about what your hours are. I think it's good. And bra on and off.
Changing clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we nailed that one.
I think so too. Yeah, and this is again, a completely different, unique time, right? It's a completely, we're all doing things very differently now.
And I would say too, I think we all really like that question because I think we all have struggled with that question. I mean, struggled with that. And that has been something too that I had to work on and learn how to manage. It's not perfect every day. It's definitely not. Sometimes I'm in my bed with my laptop working and I'm like, oh, it's 11. Why am I working? And so then I have to remind myself, okay, I need to set it aside, set some boundaries for myself to make sure I'm okay. And I think that's for everyone. But it is a learned process, what's going to work for you. Try things out. I mean, I did try some things. I'm like, that didn't work. That was dumb. But yeah, and I mean, I don't, Ginny, Alyssa, I hear you say, like, you're wearing bras every day. I wear a sports bra every single day. Right now, there ain't no regular bras. They don't exist in quarantine. They're actually against the law.
You'll get a knock on your door. Ma'am, let's see your bra.
What? Yeah, man.
All right. Well, thank you, Sandra, so much for that question. Hopefully that was helpful. Maybe there was something in there that was helpful. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for being patient with us and working with us through, we definitely wanted to, answer some questions, and we still are going to be doing that. So please continue to send those questions in about anything and everything that you have questions about, and we will answer them, and we will be thoughtful and answer as honestly with the experience that we have. So thank you so much. And yeah, you can send questions to hopeandhysteria@gmail.com, or you can click the link. I think there's a link below, or we can find us on Facebook, Hope and Hysteria. So definitely like us on there, and we'll post some things. We'll post some resources that we talk about, and share some stuff on there as well. So thank you all so much. You were lovely, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.